nicely. It's the Drew and Fuse show. The Drew and Fuse show. The Drew and Fuse show. Yeah, they clean up nicely. Yeah.
Hello, welcome.
Hello.
What's going on, guys?
We have DJ Demand with us here today. We're just really trying to make sure that he is the Ric Flair of DJs on the Drew and Fuse show, that he has the most appearances ever. So
we're up
we
to
just
4.
brought him back. Yeah,
we're up to 4 or 4.5 if you count 2 weeks ago or whenever it was. So
yeah. And speaking of a few weeks ago, if you guys are listening to this podcast only and you didn't get a chance to watch it, you really got to make sure you go back and watch that part of the episode, because Demand is doing the interviews with people at DJX, and it was awesome. It was hilarious. It was something Drew and I have wanted to do for a long time, and I feel like you knocked it out of the park.
I appreciate that. There's definitely a visual element to it. So I hope people go back and watch it. And I hope people didn't like tune in and they're like, who the hell is this guy? And just forget about the rest of the episode, because it was a good episode after me too.
That was awesome. I just loved so many of the interviews, talking in front of a speaker, and just it was really, really well done. Anyways, that's all
I finally got my voice back too, which is great, because first night of the expo, they had it at HQ, loud club, and I'm just seeing all these people for the first time in like a year. So we're all screaming over the music. It wasn't even like a partying thing. It was just I just lost my voice from screaming night one. The whole rest of the week, I was just terrified. I'm like, I have weddings on Friday. I need my voice back by then. I got the Manuka honey. I'm drinking tea the whole week.
Yeah.
But oh my God, my voice during those interviews was the worst it's been in a long time.
No.
It's tough too, because even on when you get to the floor, everyone's just scratching nonstop. So you're talking over that. I feel the same way. I feel like every time I go, I lose my voice.
Yeah, good times though.
What was the party the first night? Who played?
It was that give me disco party. I think the DJ was from like the Drew Barrymore show or something like that. There was a girl and a guy up there, one set of DJ equipment, but both of them were DJing, and it was not all of us wanted to go there and be like, I wasn't excited to go there and hear disco for an entire night.
Right.
But they rocked it, I gotta say. I mean, it felt like, sometimes I feel disco, especially if I'm playing original tracks or whatever, you feel like the energy's lost in it. You know, that's why we do a lot of these, ReDrums, remakes, stuff like that. They kept the energy up. It really was like interesting to see a night like that. It just happened to be at a night where you're at a club with mostly dudes all talking and yelling to each other. But it was an interesting thing, interesting night. But HQ is just a crazy club to be at.
There's a local club here in LA. It's a Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It's all disco. They have the disco floor. People dress up for it. You know, they've had Block and Crown. They have big guys that come through. My buddy Steve Dubb plays there. I went a couple weeks ago, and it is amazing when you get a good DJ that can actually rock that style in that room, how fun it is. Because he just killed that and gave me so much inspiration for that style, that vibe. So I like a lot of the disco, and even some of my picks today are based around disco. But I'm curious, since we're kind of on it, like maybe a little rant you got, like what could they have done differently for that party, or like a 90s party, since we're all 40-something-year-olds, like 90s 2000 hip hop they could have done instead of disco.
Let's throw the rant right in the beginning of the episode. So first of all, DJX Atlantic City, I've been going for 20 plus years. Since I started DJing, I've been going there. It's an hour and a half. I used to start off just by going for the day, then I go for the whole week. I love it. It's networking, it's education, everything. The opening party, that first night, like I said, everybody's just seeing each other for the first time. I don't think there needs to be a theme. But before that, the past 2 years, it was like all like tech house and deep house music and stuff like that. And again, most of the people that are going, I feel like, are a little bit older. They just want to kind of relive those days of being cool in the club again. Like, I would love to see like a scene or a Four Colors, like just somebody that's open format that could just rock a big room. No theme needed. I think that would be like the ultimate like way to improve that. Again, the Gimme Disco Party was like, I love what they did. It was great. Every time I don't know if they're booking the right people for that night there. That's pretty much my take on that. The other parties were Das Audio did the one with Puffy, and it was a great night for that one. And then the last night they always have a mix of, first they do like the bar mitzvah kind of fun stuff, and then they switch to the Melstar, and it was like all disco, and they had a rotary mixer up there, which it's funny because I'm telling my friends, I'm like, oh, you got to see Melstar, he's so dope, he's scratching, he's doing all this stuff, and he goes up on a rotary mixer. So I'm like, oh, okay, so you're not getting that Melstar, but it was still very cool to see. And then he rocked out the next day on the expo floor, and it was great. But yeah, that was my rant, was basically, I think especially for the first night, just keep it a little bit more open format, make it feel more just like you're balling at the club. It's a room full of mostly guys, and they just kind of want to feel that excitement. I don't think there needs to be a theme.
I think it's great that you just said that they should book the Drew and Fuse show for next year's party, and we'll give them
that too. Yes,
we'll give them a break, a price break. So if anybody's listening and they know the people that throw DJX, Drew and Fuse, I'll give you a price break for the show together next year at DJX. We'll play a 2-hour set, and
that was long.
A 2-hour headlining set, and it only cost you $500,000 per each of us. So.
Oh wow, that's a on a serious note. The show.
On a serious note, though, like when you guys did that at Mex in Vegas, I mean, the back-to-back set, it was like the highlight of the night. Everybody was going nuts for it, and you guys, that's what you did. You did open format. You mixed as many songs as possible, all different genres. There wasn't one theme to it, and everybody was able to enjoy it. And that was a tough room too, because you have the photo booth and the DJ people there. It's not like just a bunch of DJ nerds. You had regular people that wanted to party too.
Right.
But yeah, that's what they need. They need open format.
Played together. So that was also the challenge. We were like, what are we gonna do?
I remember we're out to dinner, like there was like the whole DMS crew, a couple of other people, me, and you guys are like, well, we're gonna go figure out what we're gonna do in 2 hours. Like the fact that you guys quote winged it was amazing, because that was definitely sounded like you guys are working on it for a long time.
I agree. Open format would be money. Just seeing people do open format, even if you've already heard it, it is tough to play in front of a room full of DJs regardless. So maybe that's why they lean on the theme, so you're not overthinking it. But I agree with you on the open format. We are coming no matter what next year. We're marking it on the calendar. We're gonna get there early, go to Philly. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna make a whole trip out of it. So
the Phil's cheesesteaks are calling my name. I just need another Phil's. That's the best one, by the way. I'm marking it here right now that the Phil's, the one by the airport, was the best steak I've had. Drew and we've done Pat's, we've done Gino's, we've done, what was the one that we drove all the way to? We drove all the way to one that Excel recommended, but I'm still standing by that the Phillips.
Now, wait. I'll preface it with, it was good. It was
good. It was.
We just you had just got off the plane, and we also didn't realize that it was a 30 or an hour wait. So that was what ruined that part.
But there was like a Philly preseason game going on the same day. So there was all these people in their fucking Kelly Green standing in line, waiting to watch their Phils play, or whatever they call them. Team Jason Kelsey, whatever, D'Alessandro's. Yeah. There. Look at that picture. But I do need another steak in my life.
All right, we missed you this year.
We're going for sure, and we're going to plan a whole little tour around it. So we're here with Demand on a music episode, and I got a little surprise for you, and we're going to let you pick either bluegrass or metal.
You pick right now. You have to.
There's no fusion of the two that we could do.
Nope.
No.
We'll mash up.
You pick.
All bluegrass all day. Let's go.
No,
All right.
bluegrass all day. There it is.
All right, so we're gonna play this, and then we'll be right back.
Dancing through the night, the music's in my soul. DJ demands on the decks, making my heart whole. With Drew on the side, infused tearing up the floor. We're vibing to the rhythm, always coming back for more. With every single song, we're together, we thrive. Drew's laughing hard, while View steals the show. DJ, hit that drop, let's feel the flow. Oh DJ, spin that track and let it shine. With every single note, I'm yours and you're mine. Feel the pulse of the music, let it take us away. In this dance of life, we'll sway the night away.
What the hell was that? What is that?
That's your new intro right there.
My
your new
light over.
intro.
Now I want to hear the metal one.
Well, we'll play the
you're
metal
lucky.
one after.
We'll play the metal one too. Here we go.
DJ demands in the mix with his final delights, spinning stories like beats that light up the nights. He's got Drew on the left and Views on the right. They're laughing loud while the speakers ignite. Turn it up, they say, as the tempo climb. So raise your glass, let the music fly. Dancing, nobody's watching, let the good vibes high. With a beat that's infectious and a rhythm so bold. He take a minute, his mouth, pure gold, pure gold. Pure gold.
That
That's
was
ridiculous.
actually me and Drew in the background of that video dancing. You just can't. You're in costume.
The fact that you made two is amazing.
Which one do you prefer?
Oh my god, I like the metal one. I think
Pure
Oh, no,
gold.
they're both wild.
Pure gold.
Pure gold.
Yeah.
All right. We're doing a music episode. We all got 3 different picks. DJ Demand, we're going to let you kick it off. What is your scenario or vibe or that you're going with this week?
Like my theme for my picks.
Yep.
Yeah. So what I was thinking of was I do mostly weddings, and there's a lot of songs that I've been playing recently that like were big, and then probably at some point got so played out that it was almost like borderline cheesy. You're expecting to hear it, and then they get like these refreshes, and now all of a sudden everybody wants them again. My perfect example, which it's not part of my list, would be like Gimme Gimme. Like you can't go anywhere without playing Gimme Gimme now, and it's like, I don't know how that just all of a sudden came back, but like that's what I mean. Like something that I used to play back in the day, and then I stopped for a while, forgot about it, and now we're bringing it back, and it's they get these good refreshes. So
I think I actually saw Aaron Trailer posted that Gimme Gimme was played more than Kendrick over. He heard it everywhere he went, at every single party. Gimme Gimme,
yeah.
and he didn't hear Kendrick or any of the other stuff. That was what was overplayed at DJX.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it's crazy though too with just the Kendrick thing and going, just a random thought. I can't remember who it was, and if it was on X or if it was on Threads, but I saw a DJ that posted, and it was like a pretty big name DJ that posted like open format DJs, like what are the hip hop songs that are hitting for you in the club right now? And it was like besides Kendrick, the why can't I think of the name?
Not Like Us.
Not Like Us.
No, I guess.
Future Like That, and there was like one other, and it was like those 3, and everybody pretty much was responding like those are the only ones. That's the only 3 I'm playing. Like, and that was kind of mind blowing because if you go back 5-10 years, there would be so many hip hop songs that you were playing in your set. So it's just weird hip hop's in a weird place. I feel, you know.
I definitely agree. In the wedding world too, it's like when they say rap, they mean rap from 10 years ago. I mean,
Right.
that's the Lil Wayne, that style. Yeah, maybe, now that's the age where it's throwback for them. But yeah, nobody's even looking at the new stuff. Fetty Wap is like the new stuff. It's crazy that's the newest that you go in the wedding world. You could obviously squeeze some stuff in there. The twerky, the female rapper Megan Thee Stallion type of stuff works. But like, yeah, as far as like past 6 months, it's almost like never, you see it at a wedding and at a club. I would imagine after 6 months, it's done.
Right. I feel like I am playing, and not because it doesn't necessarily it's not because it doesn't work, but I'm playing less hip hop than I have in a long time. And it's mostly only due to nothing really sticking, except for classics like you mentioned, and the few songs that are newer that we mentioned, It's weird time for hip hop.
I got nothing to say about it. I'm playing almost no hip hop. I am doing a hip hop room coming up at the end of the month. I'm excited for it, so I got a lot of prep to do to just try and make it. You want to sound relevant. I know there is stuff, and there's at least local stuff. Like there is some local stuff that I know is kind of working. 310 baby out here. There is some stuff that's hidden. So just gotta
Dude, Drew,
get in there and dig.
I forgot to tell you this because I know it'll crack you up. On Friday at my gig this past week, I was playing like fucking Kesha, Your Love Is My Drug, and this dude comes up to me. First off, it was the Reds versus the Royals. That was the series that's in town, and he's wearing a Tatis jersey, which I'm already like, what are you doing? Like, what? But
I don't
he
get the
came up,
reference, but okay.
yeah, San Diego. So it was just completely irrelevant to either team in town, right next to the stadium. And he came up and he asked for YG, and I was like, "Oh man, this is funny. This guy's got." I didn't like ask him, but I was like, sorry, man. Like that's really not the vibe of like what's happening in here." The reason I wanted, because I know YG's big out by you. Is there a new song that came out that like is hitting out there?
No, just all YG. That's just if you're in that area. It's just play YG. You don't even have to ask. Just play YG. You probably could have snuck in that Big Bank. Like the Nicki verse, maybe.
The no YG edit of YG.
Well, he does, but you're playing it right, and then you're playing Nicki. I would have snuck it in a little twerky chick set.
It's just a lot of that stuff hasn't been hitting at all. Like it just like the Big Bank, like some of that stuff that's just like was there. It never got like a huge reaction for me anyway. So some of that stuff is like it's like a play it just to get to the next song kind of thing, So
I don't disagree. But
anyway,
to your response, YG, yes. If I ask somebody to request and they're stuck, it'll be like, yeah, YG. Play YG. YG's huge.
Oh, sorry, though. I just took the show all off course. And Demand, let's get your first pick for today.
All right. First pick was kind of like the song that popped into my head when I thought about this category, which is that My Girl reboot or the remix, whatever you call it, Sunshine by Wuki. It's definitely obviously still has the original words in there, but turns it into a house song. The only negative about it is because it doesn't fit the actual formula. If you got some older crowd in there, they might get a little bit annoyed when they're like, "Oh, this is our song. Wait, what is this?" I usually most of the other ones that I'm going to pick are kind of like you could still sing along to. That's one that definitely switched it up enough. But again, it's like it makes it where any crowd it'll usually work. So
that's now in the top couple songs of my opening set for weddings. In the top 5 that I'm playing out the gate, and I do have an edit that just starts off with just the guitar, and then I cut down the drop of the Sunshine, so it doesn't double it just does it once, and then it comes into the words. So like the people that don't know are like, oh shit, are the people that know, like all the house heads are like, oh shit, and then it goes fast enough into My Girl so the old people don't like leave, and then it doubles up at the end, so everyone feels like they got their little piece.
Will you say?
But
I want.
Yeah, I will. But I did. I say that because everything you just said is true. Like I was struggling with that. Like I would play it and it would hit super hard with the young people, and the old people, as soon as the part they know would come on, they'd be like, yes. And then the drop would change it just that little enough to where they're like, what are you doing, DJ?
Yeah.
Quit looping your shit. Play the fucking song,
Absolutely.
When all the kids are going crazy. Yeah, it's great.
I'm glad you mentioned that one because that's one we've talked about on here before, and it just kind of reiterates what we always say, like with music and stuff. So it's always good to hear somebody else, talking about songs that we've mentioned. It kind of shows that we do kind of sometimes know what we're doing, even though.
What? I don't buy it.
But
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I don't listen to the show.
No, I love it. Love that pick. I'll go next. I'm just kind of doing party bars, club stuff. I'll mention which one's kind of which. My first pick is another good refresh edit, kind of going off demand. I'm going to pick this one first. It's Far East Movement, like a G6. The J Bruus. Bruus remix of this he's got a lot of great edits out there, remixes. It's great because it doesn't kill the original too much and it just kind of makes it sound current, and I'm always kind of looking for that. I want a remix that gives it just a current sound, doesn't like kill the vibe. So that's my pick, J Bruus remix of Like a G6.
When that's
the only
Go ahead.
Oh, it's the only one I kept. I ended up deleting all the other versions I had because that song is up tempo, but never felt up tempo, right? It never had that. And this one actually feels like it has a drive behind it. And so, yeah, I deleted all the other ones. That's the one I kept. It's great.
When that song came out, I played it every single night. So I haven't played it in a while. So I definitely, but I get asked for it once in a while in the request forms and stuff. So I definitely want to hear that version.
Well, it's huge again because the girl did The Man in Finance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for
Which I made it.
That's right.
Yeah. I made an edit of both in one edit.
Oh,
so it goes and I just send it to you, Drew, and I'll send it to you, man. Yeah. And it's got an acapella out, so you can scratchy.
Yeah.
Nice.
But that's why it's big again. It's really big. It's just because of that. So I'm doing classic rock cocktail, yacht rock kind of vibes. I have a wedding coming up, and the couple likes, that kind of era, but they just want to make sure they don't hear anything that's been played at every single wedding known to man. So I had to start digging deep, and these are some of the funky ones I came up with that are just a little bit in the cut, but still really good. So Orleans, Orleans, still the one. Once you hear it, you'll know it. There's a phase ReDrum over from Bar Bangers, and they did a whole pack a while back, and it's really good. So grab that one. That's my pick.
I played the original during dinner, actually. So again, excited to hear the remix of it. So.
Yeah. Well, it's not a remix, just a little ReDrum.
ReDrum,
yeah. Just gives a little something, but yeah, it's great.
I always love Phase's edits too. I feel like he does a good job of just adding enough to like give it some oomph without ruining it. So
yep.
All right, Demand, back to you.
All right. Next up, Ain't No Mountain, the Jetboot Jack remix. It almost makes it like disco. Like it's do you guys know that one?
Yes.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it's definitely got a bigger dance beat to it. If it's an older crowd, I'll still play an original or a ReDrum, but if it's a younger one, you can mix this in with anything. It's a little bit more like clubby.
I'd have to hear that.
I love Jetboot Jack. He has a ton of edits I've re-edited. There's a bunch on DMS that you can find. I just like, again, it's kind of like what I just mentioned. I like what he does to the songs. I feel like he doesn't ruin them, but gives them a little bit of more of a dancey feel, without ruining the integrity of the song.
Honorable mention, the Daft's bootleg, Ain't No Mountain High Enough versus Don't Start Now, Due LIpa. So grab that on DMS.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Well, you should.
It's
All
a
right,
good one.
Views
Oh,
hit 'em.
it's back to me again already. Okay. So this is one we've talked about, and Drew actually put me on to this one. I must have skipped over it, but the Tinashe Nasty. We've always been talking for like the last month about how we can't find a good version of this song, and Drew mentioned that Diggz did one this week to me, and it is the version to play. It's Tinashe over aCraze, the Do It To It with the vocal over top of it. It's on DMS. I made a short edit of it for my sets, but I definitely agree with Drew that that is the one to play, like in a bar club setting. It's really good.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's and if you want to, you could bring. I mean, if you're still playing the Do It To It, you could play it quick, and then before the drop, work this in, keep it fresh. So it's dope. My next one is Casey and the Sunshine Band. Keep It Coming, Love. It's just I have the Victor Menego ReDrum again for my bar bangers, so it's a great one.
I have so many directions right now on which way to go. But you mentioned the Due LIpa. I was looking at play count to see how many times I've played like the songs, and this one is up there. Finally Start Now, Kevin Scott bootleg of the Finally 90s song over the beat to the Dua Lipa song. And I mix one right into the other. And it's like I go from like Show Me Love to that. That's kind of how I get from the older stuff to the newer stuff, like very quickly. It's a good transition track, one right to the other.
I love those kind of tracks. We always talk about like playing in an open format set, how like important it is to like use tracks like that are tools to like get from one era or genre to another. So I'm glad you mentioned that too, because I play that one a lot.
Yeah, that's a set I do as well. But I there's to add to that is Joe Maz did a bootleg of On My Mind, but it has 100% pure love at the beginning of it. So and then it goes into On My Mind. So it's kind of a good way to keep that old with the new vibe going. Keeps everyone interested.
It's so funny when I saw Kevin the last time, probably in Vegas or whatever. I told him, I'm like, I play that bootleg all the time. And he's like, stop it. You don't have to say that just because I'm here. I'm like, no, really. Like, I play it like all the time.
That's a great one.
Let's see. My next pick is more for like a club setting because it's got a heavier EDM drop. But this is one Arman Aveiru. I butcher his name every time I say it. But he did the Tokyo Drift song that's like a social media trending song. He put DMX Party Up over it, and it goes into this heavy drop. So it's the Teriyaki Boys, DMX Party Up, Tokyo Drift, Arman Aveiru bootleg, and I love it. It's great energy. It's a way to kind of work in a trending song with an older song and still like keep the energy up. I like playing Party Up, but sometimes with a younger crowd, I feel like it can not hit as much these days.
I need to hear that. I'm excited about that one. I was in LA recently and I heard the DJ play that Teriyaki Boys song, and it was one of the bigger songs of the night. It was really big. So
also the Party Up. I actually just had a meeting with a couple yesterday, and what they had on their do not playlist was it said Be Faithful into Party Up a remix. They actually called it a remix because every DJ that they've ever heard has just always played those two songs back to back, that they were sick of it. So they thought it was a remix, but it's just every DJ is playing those two songs back to back.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
So it is good. It is good to bring it in a different way.
Drew and I wanted to make a t-shirt that said Usher into Be Faithful, into DMX Party Up, into yes, like the class 100 to 105 set. Yeah. And yeah, so
I actually made a cheat edit of that. I'll be completely honest with you, just so I don't do it. It's more of like a break edit where I can put it on, take a drink, take a shot, just reset, and I know it's just gonna go nuts. So it goes party up, just the hook, bring them out, and then be faithful. And then it just goes out at the end, so you can cold drop anything.
And this
Always
isn't us being grumpy DJs saying, don't play those songs, DJs. That's not what we're saying at all. We're just saying, like, you can play them in a different way. You know, you don't have to do that 100 to 105 BPM set every time with those same songs.
Yeah, because when the guests catch on, that means you're playing it too much the same way. It's
Yeah.
That's why I made that's why I made just put it all together, because it's like kind of something we all play so much that it is a great way to reset the room. And sometimes I just want to be brainless and let my brain reset into what I want to go. So I know it works, but so we're not saying don't, but yeah, agreed.
Back to you.
This is Andrea True Connection. More. It's kind of a more, it leans on disco. It's a little bit more on the disco-y tip of these things.
Is that the sample of Len Steal My Sunshine? Is that track?
Yeah, at the very end it has that sample from that. So that's yeah, grab that.
And is that which version are you playing? Is there a specific version?
Yeah, actually, I got a Patreon to recommend, is the Hoodie Mob Patreon, and they have stuff that might rhyme with a record company that shall not be named available on there. So they're a great little tool for hidden gems.
Oni, phony, pony. I mean, yeah. Got it. That's a fun little song too. I feel like that's like a kind of a sleeper. So
yeah, and this edit at the very end of it has that loop. So and it's one of those things where it comes on, you're like, oh shit. So you could fuck around with that a little bit.
I love it. Demand, back to you.
All right, this one's been getting a great reaction. And I just love it. The Natasha Bedingfield, These Words, the Badger remix. I mean, it's just everybody, girls, guys, everybody goes crazy for it. I wish the entire thing wasn't the like the stuttery part. I wish it was actually a little bit got into the normal lyrics of it. But just to throw it on really quick, I usually do it towards the beginning. Everybody goes nuts for it. So
I just made an edit of that too, which I could send to you, which it's got a little bit better intro, and it's quick. It's just a quick hitter, but I feel like I cleaned it up a little bit because it was a little messy getting in and out of that one, I feel like. But I love that track too. I love it went viral on social media, I'm pretty sure too. It was like a top trending song or a trending sound or whatever.
I think Scooter made an edit too. I have of his. But
perfect.
I don't know. I'm sure it's a little different, but
I'll have to look for that because I don't know if I have the Scooter one. No, I don't have that one. So, cool. Yeah, that's a good one. We've mentioned that one on here too. So that DJs, if you're not playing that one or haven't grabbed it, you definitely should. My next pick is the Farrago, Pepas versus Don Omar, Danza Kuduro, the Sellout MC VIP edit. And this is a little more of a clubby feel than anything. But I like this one because again, it's just a good kind of refresher of Danza Kuduro, and it's got just like the Pepas chant part in there, which I feel like Pepas has kind of fallen off quite a bit. And the part that people do want to hear is just kind of the chant along part. So this is a really good edit to keep the energy up in the club.
Where did you grab that from?
I think Digital Music Pool.
All right.
Yes, Digital Music Pool.
My next pick is going to be Michael Wyckoff versus Zane. It's Look Up to You. It's the Hey Mr. DJ, the old 90s R&B track. It's the original version of it. And again, another Hoodie Mob. I kind of did a little deep dive on their shit. So it's has the Zane intro, the Hey Mr. DJ, and then it goes into the original. So great edit. It's a good little thing to throw it back twice, I guess. because that's the 90s and throw it back to the 70s. So it's a good one I've been playing.
Love it. Demand, we are back to you.
All right. This one is a call-in from Bird. I was talking to Bird last night, and he said him and Jeff have been playing this one. It samples Lady. It's For Life, Kygo.
Yep.
Okay.
I was not even really aware of it somehow, but I played it and I'm like, this is good. And then I looked and I'm like, I don't see any edits anywhere. So I don't know if it rhymes with that other company or not, if that's why, but definitely could use an edit if it doesn't. But For Life by Kygo and Nile Rodgers, Zach Abel samples Lady.
It's a great one for sure.
Love it. Love it. I just downloaded it right now because I'm always looking for those kinds of currents.
I walk the line on that one. I do like it a lot. I just like Lady so much more.
Yeah.
So it is really good. And I've heard it out a bunch of times and I've Shazammed it going, what the fuck is this? And kick myself every time. But I don't know. I still lean towards the Lady, just personal.
Oh, let's see. Back to me. My pick, Sabrina Carpenter versus Ingrosso, Espresso Reload, Deville's VIP edit, off Club Killers. We've talked about the Sabrina Carpenter song a million times on this podcast. The reason I'm picking this one is if you're playing more party bar and nightclub and you need something and you want to play that song more middle of your set, I feel like this is a good version for that, because Espresso to me is an opener song. It's like in my opening set. And I like that sometimes because it's like you're playing something new earlier in the night. But if I'm saving it to play more prime time, this is the version I'm going to play.
Totally agree. Next is Robbie Dupree, Steal Away. And that is the Pete Down ReDrum. He also did a nice little yacht rock pack that I got a ton of stuff from. And it's just kind of a cool vibey 70s yacht rocky track going this little cocktail hour set that I'm doing.
Love it. I love that track. Robbie Dupree. Steal Away. Demand, that brings us back to you.
All right. The most played out wedding song, the Journey Don't Stop Believing of today, Mr. Brightside. The Chunky Dip remix. It's old. I think it's from like over 5 years ago or so, but it kind of starts off with the original, drops down to the acapella. You get on the mic, everybody sing along, and then they go nuts, and then it goes into the EDM kind of ending to it. But the Chunky Dip has a lot of good stuff, I feel like.
I don't think I have that one, so I might need you to send it to me. Or it was one maybe at the time that I looked over or listened to, and I was like, I'm just going to play the original. But sometimes when a song like that is getting, like you mentioned, it's like overplayed, it's good to kind of figure out a way to refresh it.
When I have a lot of couples that are like, we want Two Friends Big Booty Mix style mixing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's it. That's, you want those tracks that are pop punk, but also EDM drops. That's kind of the way to go with that type of stuff.
Love it. Let's see. I think we've done 5. So that was your 6.
That was my 6th. Yeah.
Okay. So I got one more pick as well. And this Scooter did a refresh recently of Kid Cudi, Pursuit of Happiness, the Aoki remix. And it just sounds way more current. And I, again, kind of just always liking to make older songs sound current. And I know some people are going to go, well, those songs not old, but it is. It's like 10 plus years old at this point. So the production, has just changed.
Did it come out in 2010 or I think it came out in 2010.
Now I got to look. Aoki remix, Pursuit Happiness. 2009.
There you go.
I'm so old.
15 years old. It's 15 years old.
Wow.
So
I did edits of that, so I'll send them to you guys.
Perfect. And that's a great one. If you guys are, I believe he did Clean and Dirty of it too. So
It's the
which is
he
nice.
finally there's finally a real clean where
Right.
it's not
that
yeah.
that
yeah, it doesn't refresh, it doesn't rewind it or anything. It actually it's like a real clean. It's perfect. It's needed that so bad.
Right.
Yeah, that one and it's cleaned up. You're not going to really notice how clean it is, but it just hits so much better.
I agree.
You know, he really did a good job on that one. My last pick is going to be the Bee Gees, Love You Inside and Out, Dim, Zach Edit, Legs and Co clip. Say that 10 times fast. Love You Inside Out, Dim, Zach Edit, Legs and Co clip. And I also want to just honorable mention in this little yacht rock era is the Captains of Industry have a new thing on XM, and their mix. If you guys like this at all on their mix cloud, they've been dropping a bunch of mixes and been showing them to friends, and they're just really good. So stuff to put in the background.
Definitely fun yacht rocky. Like it's great, like you mentioned, background. I love it too.
Yeah.
This is the time of the show where we do a little sponsor clip, and our sponsor clip for today is the DMS Drew and Fuse show pick of the show, where Drew and I each pick a pick from this week on DMS. And just so you know, if you use the promo code Drew and Fuse show, it'll get you 30% off your first month at Direct Music Service. Drew, you go first.
My directmusicservice.com's pick of the week for this week is I'm going to stick with the same theme that I'm in. Simo does a great indie pack every week, and this is Broughton featuring Emmy, the Out of Touch Hall & Oates cover. It is just a great new version with a little indie twist to it, and it kind of could fit in this vibe. It's a great cover, so throw it on there.
I love it.
I missed that.
You do it again so he can see it. No shame in the game. No shame. My DMS pick of the show, and I just picked this one because I love Phrase and I wanted to give him some love. Because and I really wanted to talk about this because I think it's ironic yet funny. Sabrina Carpenter did a cover of Chapel Rowan, Good Luck Babe. And that is up on the site. Phrase edited it. And it's like, how could you... that's just 2024 all in one song. Like it's 2024 in one song. And
I saw that last night. I was like, what? When did this happen?
Right. And I don't know if I like it or hate it. I haven't thought about it, but both of those two girls are just like on top of the game for this summer. I feel like their songs have been the songs of the summer. And yeah, I just
like that we have a bunch of new stars. We have a bunch of new like real stars. I'm fucking thrilled about it. I like where music's at right now. I'm finding stuff that is playable and good. That's all brand new. I'm just really loving where things are right now.
I know. It's nice to have some certified like dance floor bangers again. Like, Hot to Go is like a dance floor banger, and it's nice because there hasn't really been one of those for a while, I feel like.
All right. Well, we had Demand was we're gonna do a new little segment. Demand was kind of been working on some new social media tips, and he's gonna give you just the tip for his new social media style.
I'll play this. I got a social media video that we can play, so I'll play this and then we'll come back.
Drew and Fuse, I'm all shook up, you hound dogs. Don't be cruel. It is now or never. Let's talk social media.
All right, my social media tips. They're just content in general, really. I made it a goal this season that I wanted to do something different as opposed to just giving my assistant a camera or phone and saying record me and hopefully something cool will happen. First of all, I got the Osmo Pocket 3, the new.
I hear so many people rave about that thing.
It's amazing, and it comes if you get the creator pack. It comes with the feet, the extra battery, a microphone, and it's 4K horizontal and 3K if you shoot vertical. And you just go like that, and then it shoots vertical. And what I've been doing is I made it my goal. I want to make a YouTube video for every wedding that I do. So I shoot horizontal. Maybe it's about $700 or so. I mean, the quality is a little better than a cell phone. It's not DSLR. You're not going to get that depth of field and all that where, it looks all artsy and everything. But for what I'm looking for is I like to make a YouTube video where I show the raw content. It picks up sound really well if you don't want to use a recorder and dub it over afterwards. And I tell my assistants, get my transitions. So like get me mixing a song and then go and get the crowd's reaction a second later. Or get the chorus of a song. And then what I do is I just stitch it together. Along with the intros, which I usually just have on a monopod. And I make a video. I want a video for every venue that I do. So when I have a future couple coming saying I'm getting married at this place, not only can I show them pictures, but I can show them a video of everything, the way that my setup looks with the lights and everything. And they get to hear me actually mix. So I've been doing that to get my content. And then as I'm editing, if I do see something that like, oh, that could be a reel, because it's shooting in 4K, I could crop it down vertical and it's still good enough. It's still going to be like 1080 or whatever it is. It's still going to look good when you crop it down to vertical, as long as there's decent lighting. If there's not good lighting in the room, it does fall a little bit short. But it really has been working out well for me as far as now I get the whole YouTube video, and also I can, as I'm editing, I could cut it up and get a couple of reels out of every party that I do. And for me, everybody's got their own process, their own ways of getting content. That to me has just been so far working out pretty good for me. That's been, this season.
What I'll say is, those of you that aren't rich enough to have an assistant like DJ Demand, it does great tracking. So you can put it on his feet and set it down and stand outside with the mic, stand in front of it, and it'll follow you around. And you can talk into it. It's almost like you have your own cameraman without being rich, like Demand.
But I usually just set it up for intros. My assistant is DJing, I'm on the microphone, so I'll have it. It's widescreen. It's great because I give it to an assistant who isn't a videographer. They can't mess up, like it won't be like out of focus because it doesn't do that pretty much, and it gets the whole floor. As long as it's not shooting the ceiling, we're good. And I can now crop it, even the intros, that even if it's standing still, I could crop it down a little bit, go back and forth between scenes, so it almost makes it look like there's movement even if there's not.
I agree.
It's for the money. It's a great camera.
I agree. Totally agree.
Yeah. And where are you posting these videos? Are they on your Instagram? Are they on a YouTube channel?
So the YouTube videos are actually on the SCE's, my company's, the company I work for is YouTube. I go straight to the company, not my own personal one for those, because a bride calls up, they say we're looking into a DJ, and the office will say, well, we have these DJs available, take a look at their content, and then bam, just like that, I have a whole playlist under the SCE channel of all of my videos. So it's easy to find. I can easily send a bride or groom link to my entire playlist. It's all right there. Those videos I'm not trying to go viral with. They're supposed to be a reference, a tool, a selling tool for people to watch. The videos that I crop, yes, those will go on my Instagram, and I'll post those, and hopefully one day I'll be as famous as other people in my company who have millions and millions and millions of views. We're all trying to chase that. But I mean, for me, even my Instagram, it's always been I want a bride or groom to look at my Instagram and go, I could picture having that DJ here. I like what they do. I never thought of it as like a tool beyond that, where I'm bringing people in, right? And then I work with Nick Spinelli, and we were actually just sitting down at the expo talking, and obviously he's the exception, right? He's one of those few percentage of DJs who have broken through, made it to mainstream. Everybody's calling in from all over the country that just want him because they saw him on TikTok or Instagram. And that's what he kind of got to me, was like, you're already getting the footage with the YouTube videos, so double down. his advice is really great. He goes, find your superpower. For me, for Nick, he's like, for me, that's stupid mashups that people just love to see, one song into the other. For you, it's scratching. You like to scratch at your weddings, show that you could do that tastefully. If you're a microphone guy, post stuff of you talking on the microphone all the time, saying creative stuff and being not just a robot on the mic. Find your superpower and just go all in on that. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do now, because I would love to be able to go beyond the reach of my own company and have people find me from the outside. So that was Nick's advice to me, which I really like. That's that's my two goals right now: is YouTube for people to check me out that are already looking into me, and Instagram to hopefully break beyond that and get new potential couples.
And it's funny you mentioned this, because I think it's something that people are going to ask. They're going to go, well, what if I don't know my superpower? Right? That's what some people might say. What if I don't know it? And I think the answer to that question, which I just recently found out for myself, is that you have to post stuff and see what works. And the stuff that works is probably going to end up being the same, and that will end up being your superpower. Because for me, I've done a couple videos recently of just talking to the camera and then showing edits that I've been making. And those have been getting more traction than anything that I've posted on social media in a while. And it's funny because I'm like, I do these edits already. Why am I not making videos showing, the edit? And it just kind of all clicked recently for me. And I think it's important sometimes to just put stuff out and see what happens. And, Drew and I have talked about this so much recently, where it's like, sometimes you just got to do the things and then make adjustments to the things,
Yeah. Not to mention it'll show you what you're weaker at. From watching my intros every week, I realized, I say this a lot. I do this a lot. I say right now all the time. It used to be everybody stays away from ladies and gentlemen. So you do friends and family. You find a million different ways of saying the same thing, but then you start going to that one. So my one was right now. I kept saying right now, right now, right now. I'm like, so I had to just, it's good. You keep watching yourself and you're going to find out what works and what you maybe want to improve on. Or you thought that you just nailed the mix, and then you listen and you're like, ooh, that was out of key. I didn't realize that while I was live, but that didn't sound good at all.
I always thought that with getting better at DJing in general, his recommendation is just record your sets and listen back, and you'll get a real good idea real quick.
For sure. I think that's some great advice on social media, and I always envy that and don't at the same time your guys' company, because everybody on SCE has to like crush it and be at the top of the game. There's so much like friendly competition that I think is awesome, because it really pushes all of you guys to do so much more, and I think it's cool, and it would be hard at the same time.
It's definitely hard. I will say I thought when I came to SCE that it was going to be that friendly competition. I've had that in other companies I've worked for, but I will say the word competition, it doesn't really feel like that at all with these guys, because everyone is out to help each other out. And if one guy gets completely booked up, well, those parties are going to trickle down to the other guys. So if one of us wins, we all win. I very frequently will tell brides and grooms, hey, listen, if I'm not your style, like this guy from our company might actually be exactly what you're looking for. He just does things a little bit different than me. So it's great. The fact that I can just call up somebody like Jeff Scott Gould or Jana or anybody in the company and pick their brain about something. And everybody has their strengths. Jeff's production is insane. Tony T. Netto just kind of retired from the wedding DJ world, but he's a microphone master. And I actually have him helping me out. He's my assistant for a couple parties this season, because I want him to see me and kind of give me some advice on what he thinks I should do differently. So it really is great. If you're doing this on your own, even if you're just a solo op company, find some close friends, realize that there's enough parties to go around, and try to learn from each other. And that's why we do the expos and all the other stuff too, because that's how I've gotten so much better as a DJ, a salesperson, just everything in general since I came to this company, because everybody was just from day one offering their help to me. So
no, I love it. is there anything else you guys wanted to mention before we kind of sign off here for the day?
I mean, let's take it to the phones. Like, why don't we get some callers in here and see what they say are some good social media tips. Caller number one, you're live. Drew and T show. No, we lost them. All right,
we lost all of them.
I had some runner ups, by the way. We don't have to include this in the list, but I just got so excited with the list of music that we did, and the next one that I was going to say was Let's Groove Tonight, Drew Pierce ReDrum. I play that one all the time. Just simple ReDrums. Like that's a lot of the ones that we're talking about now kind of rearrange the songs a little bit, but I love those simple ReDrums so much where there's just nothing changes. Fuse, you sent me that Fortunate Son, your personal edit of the Moonlight. That one's been working out great for me. A lot of the TMS guys, Icons, Groove in the Heart. He took Newmark's version of it and put the words over it, just for something a little bit different. I don't do it at weddings, but I do it at a lot of, whenever I'm at a nightlife event or something. It's just kind of fun stuff. But I've just been finding a lot of different stuff that still sticks somewhat to the form. But I got really excited. I didn't know what to pick as far as a theme for this, and then once I figured it out, I just got so excited. I'm like, oh, I got all this stuff. I could keep going forever. But thank you guys for having me share some of this.
Thanks for doing the expo floor and everything else that you do. We appreciate you.
I had so much fun with that.
Yeah, it turned out awesome. I loved it. It was perfect. So
awesome.
All right,
everyone
guys.
should know if they don't, but give us your socials real quick.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm at DJ Demand on everything. And SCE Event Group is the company I work for.
Perfect. All right. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.